Hey y'all, welcome to the Villain Station. It's a new day, another opportunity to either make money in the market or to just learn from the market. But let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. I just enjoy teaching people how to build generational wealth. And yes, the stock market is just one of those avenues. So this video is for educational purposes only. With that being said, let's get started. So as you can see, y'all, we are looking at the VIX. And the VIX, I always try to go to our 4 o'clock candle. So this is our 4 o'clock candle here. The high of this candle is 1685, the low 1672. And it seemed like we traded in this area for a while. We broke past that high and only to get rejected and come back under this 20 EMA. So that's interesting, right? So we got rejected three times at this 20 EMA, only to come down under the 5 EMA for the VIX. So now, where are our trouble places, right? Seems like we're finding support around the 1663 area, and resistance is going to be the 5 EMA, and if we break that, we know we will definitely have trouble around the 1672 area. So our trouble places for the VIX today is going to be around the 1672. If we break that level, the 1678 or 1679 area, and if we break that level, we're going to have trouble around the 1693, above 1693. Just know $17 is going to be a trouble place for the VIX, which is right at the 50 EMA. Now, if we break this $17 area, just know that, the VIX could come all the way back to this ATR trailing stop, which is around the 1738, which would not be surprising. Let me say that. So those are trouble places to the upside for the VIX. Now, to the downside, if we lose support here at the 1663 area, we can find support here at 1656. Below that 1656, just know that we could have trouble here around the 1643, and beyond the 1643 we can come all the way back and retest this 200 EMA around the 1615 area. So those are trouble places for the VIX to the upside and to the downside. Normally we look at the VIX to kind of give us a general idea about the SPY. And it's interesting that the SPY closed at 544.44 and we are back in this area. So this is our 4 o'clock candle here. The green candle is our 4 o'clock candle. The high of this candle is 546.09, considering we closed at 544.44. So we are going to gap up slightly. So it seems as if SPY got rejected at this 4 o'clock candle, and we traded sideways just a little bit. We did get back above the 5, the 200, and the 20 EMA, and the moving averages were fanned out slightly, right? So where are our trouble places? And something I wanted to point out with the SPY is we had trouble at this 547.19, 547.13, here again at 547.50, back again here at 547.20, 547.15. So it seems as if this 547 area is strong resistance for the SPY. So we know that is what, many will call the supply zone. That's where our sellers are. So I'm going to mark an alert to let me know that if SPY should get above this 547 area, then it has broken through a level of resistance, because as we can see, that's been our supply zone or our trouble place. Sellers have been in this area to get us, bring us back to the downside or prevent or cause us to not go higher. Let's say that, right? So our trouble places for the SPY as of now, we're finding support at the 5 EMA at 546.60. And it is at a previous support level here at 546.56. So that level is going to be a strong support for us as of right now, because it's the 5 EMA and this level here of support. So to the upside, I would definitely watch SPY above 546.96, again at 547.21. If we clear that 547.21 and get above 547.34, we could very well come back and retest this 547.50. Beyond the 547.50, there's going to be trouble around the 547.94 area. I would definitely watch that to the upside for the SPY. Above the 547.94, just know that we can have trouble around the 548.18. So those are going to be trouble places to the upside for the SPY. Now to the downside, if we break this level of support around the 546.50, 556 area, just know that we can come back to this level here of 546.23. Under the 546.23, we can find support at 545.96, and then these are around this area, right? So beyond the 545.96 area, just know that we can come all the way back to this 545.50. I have that marked as like a strong level of support, that 545.50. If by chance we break under that, just know that we can come back to this 545.01. So if you trade the SPY, those are places to the upside and to the downside that I will watch. And again, anything is possible in the market, but nothing is guaranteed. I say that often, right? So we are now looking at Tesla. And y'all know I always say Tesla is just Tesla, right? It's interesting that we were at 270 not long ago and back down to 215, but that is Tesla. So where are our trouble places for Tesla today? Tesla closed at 219.80, and we have gapped up the high of this. Let's go to our 4 o'clock candle, which is somewhere here. 4 o'clock candle, we've broken past that gathering spot, which would have been around the 222 area. So we broke about, as soon as the market opened, pre-market, 4 o'clock, we broke past that place, only to get rejected. You see this area that we had marked here at 223.93, and that's exactly where price kind of got to this area and it got rejected. This candle gave us a rejection candle. So Tesla's having trouble at this 223.93 area right here, and it's really not far from this ATR trailing stop, which is here at the 224.85, 224.55 area. Let's see. Yes, 224.55. I would watch that level of resistance for Tesla as of right now. If by chance we break that 224.55 area, we can come back here and have trouble at 225.21, and beyond that 226.13. Beyond the 226.13, we could also have trouble at 228.10. Now, if we break that 228.10, just know that 200 EMA is around the 230.08. So those are going to be trouble places for Tesla to the upside. Now, to the downside, if by chance we break under the 222 area, under the 5 EMA, which is as of now is the 223.50, but if we come back down to the 222 area and break, back under 221.18, beyond that, I'm going to set my alert, because as you can see, we have a few moving averages, the 50 and the 20 EMA, and we have broken another level, that 222 area. So I'm going to set an alert to let me know if Tesla breaks under 220.91, then we have broken through a level of support, and I need to watch that level to the downside. So under the 222 area, then my next level to watch is the 220.85 area. Under that area of support, we could very well come back to 219.82. Under 219.82, just know that we could find support here around the 218.87 area. Under that, we could very well come back down to the 216.52. So those are going to be places for Tesla to the upside and to the downside, and Tesla does what it does, right? Let's see what the ATR is for Tesla, and it is $15.21. That means Tesla will normally moves, and Tesla normally exceeds the ATR for the day, meaning if it's $15, it normally exceeds that to the upside or to the downside. So Tesla is Tesla, and it does what it does. Let me say that, right? So let's go to AMD and see where we are for AMD. So this is our 4 o'clock candle. We made a high of 142.96 on that candle, and we got rejected, only to come back down to create a gathering spot here, right? So we tried to come up, get rejected, come back, and this is where price is in our gathering spot, which is not far from a previous gathering spot. Let me move that. So where are our trouble places for AMD? AMD closed at 139.99, so that's interesting, and we made a high of 142.96. So our pre-market support is here at a previous support level that we marked at 141.03. So that 141.03 is support as of now. Our trouble places to the upside, if we break beyond that area, just know 141.81 is going to be a trouble place. 142.19, 142.23 area is going to be a trouble place, and this ATR trailing stop here at the 142.73. Now, if we break the 142.73, we can come back and retest the 142.96. Beyond the 142.96, just know that we could very well have trouble here at 143.69 and past the 143.69, 144.60. those are going to be trouble places for AMD to the upside. Now, if by chance we should break this 144.60, the 200 EMA is all the way here at 148.66. You know, I'm not saying that we can make that today. I was just, it's interesting if we get past this level of resistance here at 144.56 or 144.60 area. So I would watch that for AMD. Those are places to the upside. Now to the downside, if we break under or lose support here at this level of 141.03, just know the 20 EMA is just right there at 140.89. So to me, that's kind of like, you know, it could drop here, bounce, and still. So I would wait on this to, you know, to close under the 140.89 area. If we close under that 140.89, just know that we can come all the way back down to 139.93 and find support under the 139.93 area. We can come back down to the 139.52. Under 139.52, just know that we can find support here, 138.73. Those are going to be trouble places or support places and resistance places for AMD today. And y'all, I always say trade carefully. Make sure you wait on confirmation before you enter your trades. Do not just rush into your trades, right? So NVIDIA is an inside day candle. So I'll give the triggers for that. As of now, if NVIDIA breaks above 116.20, the target to the upside is 116.63. And if it breaks under the 111.42, then the target to the downside is the 108.47. Now, it's interesting that NVIDIA closed at 113.06, and our 4 o'clock candle is here. We've been trading in this zone here, you know, pre-market, and I would say as of now, our pre-market support is around the 113.42 area. I would watch that level. And we have tested the trigger for the inside day. No, that we tested. Let me say that again. We tested this 114.36 area only to get rejected, right? So as of now, I would definitely, if I traded NVIDIA 113.85, I would watch that level of resistance. And support, I will watch the level of 113.34. So 113.34 to 113.85. If we break the 113.85, just know that this candle here, we could have trouble at this 114.36. Beyond 114.36, we can have trouble at 114.88. Beyond 114.88, the 115.26. Past the 115.26 or 28 area, just know that, you know, we can come all the way back to this 116.20 area. So I would watch, you know, NVIDIA in those areas to the upside. Now, to the downside, if by chance we break under 113.17, we can come back down to the 121.91 area. Beyond the 121.91, just know that the 112.65 is another level of, a previous level of support, which is not far from this ATR trailing stop of 112.10. Just know if we lose support here at this 112.10, we could very well trigger the the inside day to the downside at the 111.42. So those are places to the upside and to the downside that I will, watch for NVIDIA. Again, anything is possible. Nothing is guaranteed, but it is an inside day candle. We have a few other inside day candles. Apple is one of those, and I'll just give the triggers for those. So if Apple should break above 219.47, then the target to the upside is 220.84. If by chance we break under 215.92, then the target to the downside is 214.42. And this is our 4 o'clock candle here. So Apple, I would watch as support around the 217.72 is where we were. We have already broken past that place. So I would definitely watch Apple today. It's going to be interesting. If we get above the 218.63 area, somewhere around that place, I would watch Apple to see, are we going to, make that inside, that target to the upside, because as of now it's given us, wait a minute, it hasn't decided yet, right? So again, if you trade Apple, let me see how much it moves normally. $5.48 on average per day. So if you trade Apple today, I would say trade carefully. It is an inside day candle. Amazon is an inside day candle, and it seems as if Amazon has already broken through the trigger, which would have been here at the 183.21. We've already reached the target of 183.95. We made a high of 184.10. So Amazon has already reached the target, and I would say trade carefully. If I trade Amazon today, just know that we can get rejected here where we're having trouble in this area here of 184. The high is 184.10, but we're having trouble at the 183.95 and this 200 EMA at 184 area. So I will watch that for Amazon. If we break beyond the 184 area, just know that, we can continue moving. So I'm going to set my alert there for Amazon. Now, to the downside, if it breaks under the 183.21, just know that we can come back down to the downside, right? So Amazon is an inside day candle, and let's see if we have MU is an inside day candle. So if MU has also reached the target and broken through the trigger and reached the target. So if it would have, we broke through the 110.57, which the target was 110.70. We made a high of 110.92 to the downside. Now, if by chance we come back down beyond the 107.47, then the 104.50 is the target. So MU is also an inside day candle. SPY and SPX is an inside day candle. So let's see the trigger for SPX. Okay, so 5490.49. If it breaks above that, then which would have been right at the target of 5490.49. And I have to say that, y'all, in numbers. So let's see to the downside for SPX. If we break. Okay, let's rephrase that. If we go beyond the 5490.49, the target to the upside would have been the 5584.77. And if we break under, this level here of 5447.29, then the target to the downside is 5390.95 for SPX. And I have to say it in that way because I get sometimes a little twisted with my numbers when it comes to SPX because I'm normally not used to saying numbers like this, right? So listen, SPX is an inside day and so is the SPY. Let's go back to the SPY, and it is trading in this, still back in this 547 area. So I would definitely watch that to the upside and to the downside. So y'all, today should be an interesting day. Let me say that. If you trade carefully, and once it goes against your why, get out. See if you can identify, where you're going to have trouble. Know that before you enter your trade, and once you realize that you're having trouble or very close to those areas, it's okay to get out. And I always say, where are your buyers? Where are your sellers? When they're buying, you want to buy. When they're selling, you want to be out. I say that often. When they're buying, I'm buying. When they're selling, I'm out. So I hope that everyone have a very profitable day, a very productive day, y'all. And listen, if you could please like and share, comment, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. It will be very, very helpful. And I always like to leave you with this, y'all. Be blessed as well as a blessing unto others. Until next time.